That is a pencil popper, folks. This is what we're fishing with.
There's another one. That's a real one. That's a real one.
Friends, here are the ingredients of a very simple and a very tasty camp meal.
Well, we're up early and starting out our day with a cup of coffee. Of course, the hogs show up at the feeder, and I have no weapons. Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to A Sportsman's Life. This morning we're on Lake Texoma. Of course, we got Mr. Cook over there, otherwise known as Luke Clayton. We got Mr. Videographer known as Mr. Jeff Rice. We got Mr. Dave over here, who I'm told could be Mr. Striper if it wasn't for this gentleman sitting right next to him, Bill Carey. And we're with Striper Express this morning. So what do you guys think? It's dark outside. Every time we've been on the lake, it's rained.
Pretty much.
But we caught big fish.
That's right.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, this is always an adventure to get out here and visit you guys, and we certainly appreciate you taking us out. And let's go catch some fish. What do you think?
Top water. Top water.
Hot water.
Yes.
That's the key right there.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Ask any fisherman. Probably the most exciting is top water fishing. And for striped bass on Lake Texoma, it don't get no better.
That's right, that's true.
Yeah.
May is always prime time, but
Yes, sir.
we're just on the cusp of that, and it's already started this year.
Started early.
It started early, it did. May and December. I like December too, but topwaters, there's nothing like it. Shall we go catch them, boys?
Yeah, stay tuned. Let's go catch some fish, and we'll bring it to you right here on A Sportsman's Life. Let's do it. Hey, Bill, what do you have to say for yourself there, young man?
One word. Top water. It's just everything. Just thrills me to the bone. We're gonna throw these big old 6-inch Cordell pencil poppers
Yes, sir.
and our secret weapon, the Berkeley El Chapo.
Oh, yes, I've fished with those before. Yeah.
It's good for people because we work that pencil popper, real pop. People that aren't used to it, they'll risk it tired.
Yeah.
So, El Chapo, just straight retreat.
Well, it's that little splashing water, too. The little that propeller going around just drives those fish crazy.
It's just remarkable lure.
This right there.
All right, boys.
Now that's the real one right there, because if you look real close, there's an Aggie ring right there, and that is the gig 'em, guys. And that's what we're going to do this morning, is gig those fish.
All right. We're ready. Like a plan to me.
Y'all can go ahead and grab a rod, guys. Just keep it rolling.
That is a pencil popper, folks. This is what we're fishing with. So, birds are moving.
Yeah.
So are we.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, you go. Thanks.
It's amazing how this wind has a lot of play in this stuff.
Just the more chop you have, probably the...
Oh, it'll help. It'll stir things around, make the food move around a little bit. Yeah, it always helps.
Yeah.
Right there. We fixed to catch one, so I just feel it.
It's coming.
That's a pretty wild story you told us last night, Larry.
Oh, just missed one up front.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Got him that time. Little guy.
Oh, look at here.
Yeah, little one.
Little sandy.
A little one. Oh, yeah, it is a sandy. What a beautiful morning. This is a lot of fun. 2 fish so far, but more to come. Fog has just picked up a little bit almost, isn't it?
It's raining actually a little bit right now.
Sprinkling.
That'll bring the wind up.
I think so.
Fish to bite.
It seems like a perfect day, for fishing, doesn't it?
It does. To us, but apparently the fish are thinking differently right now.
They definitely are.
No, four fillets. Got it 2 fillets. Pretty slick. Boy, it's wet and damp. catching the ribs here for a second.
It is just a misty, damp, no wind kind of a morning. All right, are we ready to try it again?
We are ready. We are
do
ready
it.
to get in
Get that joppo in the water.
I see Mr. Dave already. He's pointing the way.
Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump around until we find them, guys. This whole wind deal is kind of hurting a little bit.
What he did was SEO was brand new, and he said my girlfriend does SEO, and
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
I heard it. He got it.
He
hit it hard, too.
He hit it hard, yeah.
Real fish.
Yeah, that was a good one right
That was
there.
a real fish right there, too.
Right there.
Yeah, he hit it hard.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. We were right out there, wasn't we?
Yeah, that one was a real fish.
He popped a good hard. He had a hold of it. I just didn't get a good hook in him, I guess. I don't know.
Yours,
Yeah, that was mine.
Of course.
of course it was. Damn.
We all know that.
We know who it was.
It was a real fish, though. It wasn't one of those.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was a good one.
You know what happened? That person said it must be a million of them. This guy, I'm gonna show that motherfucker.
Get one, Larry. I know you're trying. Did you feel him or just see him?
Oh no,
He hit it two, three times.
I had him on for just a second.
Dave, what would you get? You think that might have been a 10-pounder?
No, he was probably about a 4-pounder, but he was a real fish, you know.
That's a real fish.
There's another one. That's a real one. That's a real one. That's about another 3-4-pounder.
There we go. Now we're talking. Coming this way. Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got the wind, but the cloud cover is going away. Tough day to catch fish, but a good time had by all. We'll try this point right up here and see if we can't get on one. Yeah, it's still, the conditions are
Just ain't there.
improving a little bit with the wind, but as long as you can keep that overcast going.
You just threw a top of our mode. By the time we got it, it was
Slow day, but a good day.
it was already a little late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornaday, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Trigicon, brilliant aiming solutions.
Hi friends, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and it is time for us to do a little Dutch kettle cooking. I'm out here at my little cabin behind the house, got everything all set up. I'm going to give you a real simple recipe to cook. I think you're going to enjoy it, but first I want to show you something. This, my friends, is a gift from Bill Carey, Striper Express up on Lake Texoma. It's a club aluminum roaster. I think I'm going to be able to do some good things with this little roaster here. I've never actually owned any club aluminum, but I'm going to do some bacon, some wild game in this. I think it'll be put to good use. But the recipe that we're going to do right now is a Dutch kettle cornbread casserole, if you will. I'm going to lay the ingredients out here on the table and show you everything and kind of walk you through it. I'm not going to make you endure watching me chop everything up. I think you can do that. But it's ground venison. You can use hamburger, peppers, corn, fresh corn cut up in it. Rotel, you got to have some rotel in there to give it some spice. And basically, well, a red bell pepper will add a lot to it also. And then a cornbread topping, we're going to put it in the Dutch kettle here, and then we're going to let it bake for about, I think about 35 minutes. So stick with me. Let me show you what it all the ingredients. And trust me, this is something that you can do at camp or at home very easily. So let's get everything laid out and let you take a look at it. Friends, here are the ingredients of a very simple and a very tasty camp meal. Now, in the old Dutch kettle is some ground venison burger. Oh, I probably have 1.5 pounds, maybe 2 pounds in there. You could use breakfast sausage, whatever you like. Venison burger is really, really good. And I'm not going to make you endure watching me chop all this stuff up and put it in there, but you will get the idea. Some corn on the cob, fresh corn on the cob, onion, a big old red bell pepper. You can use a green pepper if you like. A can of Rotel. You don't have to use this. You could use just chopped tomatoes, but I like the Rotel. Definitely have to have a jalapeno chopped up really fine. And some cornbread. To keep things simple, I like to use the little packets of cornbread at camp. You can make your cornbread from scratch. And we're going to put all these ingredients here. We're going to take the corn off the cob, decob it if you will, chop the onion, chop the peppers, mix up the cornbread mix, and we're going to put all this in the Dutch kettle. And then I'm going to go ahead and kind of saute this, get this meat about half done with the veggies in it, and then we're going to put the lid on it, on our Dutch kettle, put some coals underneath it and on top of it, and we're going to let it cook probably about 35 or 40 minutes, making real sure not to get too many coals underneath the Dutch kettle. That's the kicker right there. You can scorch a dish, but the main thing is to have more heat on top of it so you kind of bake everything. Tell you what, folks, this is one awesome meal to cook at camp. You can add to it or take away as you like. I'll probably add probably 1 crushed garlic clove as I start cooking this meat. But next thing we'll do, I'll go ahead and cook the meat, saute everything down, then I'll get you to join me when we put the coals on it. But I think it's so simple that you really don't need to watch any more of the chopping and all that. I'll just chop all this up, combine it with the meat, stir it up, get it about half done, and then we'll bake it for about 30-40 minutes. We're going to put the cornbread on top. I will show you that. Okay, my friends, we have our charcoal getting ready, and right here is my number 10 Dutch kettle with all the ingredients that I showed you. I promised I wasn't going to make you watch me chop up all this stuff. You know how to chop up peppers and onions, but all that is incorporated in this Dutch kettle. I'll give you a look at it here. Oh, that's done, but it's not nearly as flavorful as it's going to be after we put the cornbread on top and bake it. So let's level this out, the top, and then let's add the cornbread mix to that. I've got some cornbread right here. Let's put that on top of it, and it's very easy to do. It's no magic to this. We just want to kind of put it around on top, kind of smooth it around. The finished product will be, the cornbread will be on top, and we'll mix it with all these ingredients. So let's put some more cornbread over here. Of course, when it cooks, you'll see all of it kind of finds its way together, and then you'll have a cornbread on top. But it's going to bake nicely when we put the heat to it here in just a little bit. So, okay, there we go. I may smooth that out a little bit more, but you get the idea, folks, how easy this is going to be. It's going to take about 30 minutes probably. We're going to let our coals get a little bit, we want them cooked down just a little bit, or burnt down just a little bit more, and we're going to place a lid on our Dutch kettle, and then we're going to put the coals on top. We're going to let it bake. Okay, my friends, we have our charcoal about ready, and we are using charcoal briquettes instead of wood embers. I've got about 7 that we're going to put underneath this kettle. So let's let's go ahead and put the kettle over those, and then we'll put about 12 or 13 briquettes on top. Now let's move the pot right on top. There's about 1, 2, 3. Need about 7 or 8. I think that'll be just about right underneath the kettle. Now let's put the briquettes all around the top of it. We're going to have about 13 or so, give or take. It's not an exact science. It's about 75 degrees right now, so about 13 briquettes on top is going to get it, give or take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 1 to grow on right there. Now, folks, let's give our casserole probably 35 minutes, and then let's pop the top and check it out. What do you say? Friends, I wish you could smell what's coming out of this pot. Let's go ahead and take these coals off, what's left of them. And let's check this out. If it tastes half as good as it smells, you might be able to see a little of that steam coming out around that. Our cornbread should be just right now. Let's pull the lid on this thing, and I'll give you a close-up. Move that over there. And let's pull it off of there. Oh my goodness, look at that, look at that. Now, let's get a good tight shot of that cornbread on top, folks. And then I think it's about time for Luke to eat. You notice these little spots where the steam is coming out of this. Oh man. Let's put a little in the plate here. See what I'm talking about the ingredients down in there? Check that out. That does smell good. Then you've got some cornbread on the side. Let's take a good look. Let me give you a good look at the finished product here. I hope all of you can try this, because, as I say, it is definitely not rocket science. Let's get honed in on this and let you take a look. You've got your cornbread, all those good vegetables, and everything in one plate. Now, this is the part I almost hate to do, to test it. You don't need to watch me eat it. I do wish you were here. Let's try this. Folks, you have to try this. So easy and so tasty. Let's. Well, I've bragged enough. It's time for old Luke to start eating. But folks, this is something you can do at camp or at home. Let's move on to the rest of our show. We've got some more fun stuff coming up.
Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by the YO Steakhouse, Catch and Release Apparel, AGM Global Vision, H3 Whitetail Solutions, and Pyramid Air.
Good morning, sports fans. Bill Carey with Striper Express with your fishing tip this week on A Sportsman's Life. We're going to talk my favorite topwater plugs. It's happening. Ask any fisherman. There's no more fun than topwater fishing. Let's start with this. The all-time favorite, Super Spook, made by Heddon. Walk the dog. Fish blow up. Catch them. I'm going to my best last. This is the Heddon Knucklehead. Jointed topwater, deadly plug, popping plug. Now, of course, the Berkley Chapo. This is bad, bad, bad. We're talking about my number 2 favorite lure. Berkley makes it. It's the Chapo. The competitor is Whopper Plopper. This is a straight retrieve. Easy for people to not have to do what I'm about to show you. My favorite all-time topwater plug on Texoma. The Cotton Cordell 6-inch pencil popper. Just my favorite. You pop this bait vigorously. Pop, pop, pop. Number 1 rule in topwater. Do not set the hook until you feel that fish pull back. Trust me, you know it comes back a lot faster than it goes out. So pop that thing when the fish doesn't catch it in his mouth. I've seen them just center field, but if they miss it, blow up on it, boom. Tighten your line, twitch it, just move it a couple inches. Let them hear that. Let them hear that. And then start popping again. Boom, there's your fish. Awesome. Do not set the hook until the fish pulls back. My favorite, cotton Cordell pencil popper. A few years ago, they came out with a baby brother. I love this bone color. It is something deadly. But there you go. That is my favorite topwater plugs. It is topwater time. So, what do we say around here on A Sportsman's Life? Go catch a fish.
Well, we're up early and starting out our day with a cup of coffee. Of course, the hogs show up at the feeder, and I have no weapons in sight. So I decided to take my cup of coffee and put a sneak on these hogs just to see how close I could get, just for fun. Let's take a walk and let's see how close we can get.
Folks, this segment was brought to us by Gearhead Archery, Smoke Intex Electric Smokers, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, YO Ranch Headquarters, Ultramatic Feeders, and Catfish Pro. Tune in next week for some more real-world outdoor adventures right here on A Sportsman's Life.